So I did one on Alzheimer's a little bit ago, and I brought up alcoholism and how the processes of the brain are similar with decognition due to the lack of ability to be able to electrically function properly, are similar to alcoholism and um, Alzheimer's. And gray matter is a huge part of that, huge part of it. But yeah. So we're gonna do alcoholism was the point of that. So we're gonna go to page 24. And I've drank a lot. I have a lot of experience in this. I don't consider myself an alcoholic. I would consider myself more on the end of an addict, but at the same time, I don't believe addiction is a uncurable disease. Actually, most addictions are an allergy. That's why some people get addicted and some people don't, is because of how the body correlates with that particular intake, which then, in accordance with the metabolic rate in which it breaks down, whatever the substance is, it can be whatever substance it is, but it's specifically in alcohol. Okay, we can stick with alcohol. But addiction is addiction, no matter how you look at it. I mean, even sugar and whatnot is an addiction. It's the same exact thing, and it causes more diseases than alcohol does. Just saying. I mean, yeah, it causes more diseases, more variety of them. Because sugar is actually like the main cause of every disease. So alcohol just is not good, especially when it's one of those sugary drinks that pumps you with sugar, and then the breakdown of the alcohol turns into more sugar, which then that's why you can have a heart attack or something if you cut cold turkey. If you're a hardcore drinker, unless your body is accustomed to it, trained for it. But the reason I call myself an addict instead of a or more on the terms of an addict instead of an alcoholic is because, like, nicotine right now is my hardest thing I'm quitting. Okay. So yeah, nicotine and food, like bread, carbohydrates, stuff like that, you know. But yeah, I was once told in a rehab that I had to go to for some law stuff and whatnot. And they eventually kicked me out because they felt that there was no purpose in me being at that location at that time, because I ended up writing a research project on cellular generation, memory, and production in order to prove that alcoholism was not a mandated state of existence for the rest of your life. Once an addict, always an addict has been programmed into your brain in order to make sure that you stay addicted. And so it's a mind frame. And if you know for a fact that you are not addicted, then quit the substance being used, and abused is the problem. And so the thing is with alcohol and whatnot, I enjoy occasional drinks. It's fun every now and then. But like the scenarios in which you get yourself, all the old movies started out with, "Oh, that one time I was drunk," or y'all have that friend that was, "Oh, that one time when I was drunk," and or we were on our way to the bar. That's why the old whoever walks into a bar, the old jokes and whatnot, because that's where all the crazy stuff happens is with alcohol. But that's besides the point. We'll get into real quick, like alcoholism, page 24. So, alfalfa, medicago sativa, part used leaves and flowers. Alfalfa helps the body assimilate protein, calcium, and other nutrients. Its contents are balanced for complete absorption by the body. They serve as a body cleanser, infection fighter, and natural deodorizer. It breaks down poisonous carbon dioxide and is the richest land source of trace minerals. It is a very good spring tonic, eliminates retained water, and relieves urinary and bowel problems. Alfalfa also helps in treating recuperative cases of narcotic and alcohol addiction. The enzyme in alfalfa have been known to neutralize cancer in the system. So my understanding of that would be is it helps the body break down and cleanse the body faster. It helps the body break down the whatever you put into it, which makes a cleaner source of energy. Which, if it's alcohol or drug addiction, would make it so that you can be less physically dependent. Because I'm not saying that addiction is all mental, but there's a huge mind body correspondence in which the body is physically addicted, which then wires the programs of the neurons to release the chemicals based on that addiction. So by understanding why the body is addicted in the first place, then we can look at the neurons in which fire in that coexisting existence and retrain the brain and body together to be able to work properly and get over addiction, you know what I'm saying? But alfalfa contains a very rich supplement of vitamins A, K, and D, as well as trace minerals. It is also high in calcium and contains phosphorus, iron, potassium, and 8 essential enzymes. Primary applications: anemia, arthritis, diabetes, kidney cleanser, pituitary problems, appetite stimulant, blood purifier, hemorrhages, nausea, ulcers, peptic. Secondary applications: alcoholism, appendicitis, chronic, bowel problems, cancer, cramps, diuretic, mild, high blood pressure, lactation, teeth, allergies, bodybuilding, bursitis, cholesterol reducer, digestion, gout, jaundice, nosebleeds, urinary problems. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. It helps clean the body and all that good jazz. Detoxing would be very good with that. All right, so page 76, 76. Item on. Actually, actually, do, do. Maybe not. I. So we're gonna go with Evening Primrose is the next one on the list. Owen the Thera Biennis. Parts used: bark, leaves, oil. Evening primrose stimulates the liver, spleen, and digestive apparatus. It reduces alimentary toxins that result from a faulty diet and adversely affect the central nervous system. Evening primrose slows down the speed at which cholesterol is made by the body and has been found effective in lowering cholesterol levels, inhibiting formation of clots, and lowering the blood pressure of people with mild to moderate hypertension. It also opens up the blood vessels and relieves the pain of angina. Evening primrose oil prevents inflammation and controls arthritis. It has been used in Europe to treat multiple sclerosis. Evening primrose contains minerals and is high in potassium and magnesium. It is also a good source of prostaglandins, hormone like substance necessary for health. Primary applications: cardiovascular health, nerves, prostate, rheumatoid arthritis, high blood pressure, obesity, skin disorder. Secondary applications: alcoholism, bowel problems, colds, female disorders, headache, migraine, mental depression, neuralgia, sedative effect, ulcers, allergies, cancers, cramps, menstruals, glaucoma, hyperactive in children, multiple sclerosis, obesity, and skin irritation. Love y'all.